I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is a regularly scheduled meeting of the Harlingen CISD Board of Trustees. We do have a quorum. This meeting has been posted in accordance with the Open Meetings Act. We do have a quorum. At this time, if you'll please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you very much. At this time, if you would, Mr. Trubart, please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Sorry, thank you. I knew something felt wrong. Thank you very much. So at this time, we'll we're going to go one by one, I guess, to the approval of the minutes, starting with regular board meeting on June 11th.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the minutes as submitted for June 11, 2019.
Second.
The motion, Mr. Powers, second by Mr. Jaimes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimously. And now we'll, item 2B, the June 26th public hearing minutes.
Mr. President, I move approval of the June 26, 2019 public hearing minutes.
Second.
A motion by Dr. Reiniger, second by Dr. Moniz. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Carries unanimously. At this point, at this time, we'll, item 2B, type 2C rather, June 26th special board meeting minutes.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for approval of the June 26, 2019 special board meeting. Second.
Motion by Dr. Moniz, second by Mr. Jaimes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Carries unanimously. At this point, we'll go to the July 2nd special board meeting minutes.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the minutes as submitted for July 2nd, 2019.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Powers, second by Dr. Reiniger. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimously. And now we'll take up the consent calendar, unless any member wants something taken out to be discussed separately. We will entertain a motion for a consent calendar. Please put your cell phones on silent if you don't mind. Oh, sorry.
That would be me.
Oh, sorry.
I move that we approve the consent calendar.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Powers. I believe Mr. Jaimes was the second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Consent calendar has been approved unanimously. At this time, do we have any public comments? Any board members wish to make any public comments? Take off your tie if you wish to do so. No. Okay, actually, this time we'll take on item 5A, approval of Texas Education Agency state-approved innovative courses for 2019-2020. Dr. Noyola.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members, Dr. Cavazos, senior team and audience. This evening, we bring for your consideration and approval several innovative courses that we are looking to offer for the 2019-2020 school year. The innovative courses that we're presenting this evening have been approved by the state. They enable students to gain new knowledge and skills that are not part of our traditional TEKS. So with the approval of the local board of trustees, school districts may offer any of these state-approved innovative courses for state elective credit. However, anytime that we are looking to offer innovative courses, the board of trustees must approve those courses on an annual basis. Many of the courses that are listed on your agenda item or your agenda sheet are courses that we've offered several years now, but we do have a few new courses that are listed in there. Several of these new courses are designed to be taught at our Performing Arts Conservatory this coming year. So you'll see things like acting methods, acting styles, movement of the actor, physical theater, etc. At this time, administration recommends approval of the state-approved innovative courses for the 2019-2020 school year.
Thank you, Dr. Noyola. Any questions or clarifications or comments from the board?
Mr. President, I move for approval to award the renewal, approval to submit Texas Education Agency and application, wait a minute, I'm sorry.
The
5A.
5A, the very top of the
I am
page.
Approval of the Texas Education Agency state-approved innovative courses for 2019-2020. I'm sorry.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Powers, second by Mr. Jaimes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. Thank you. At this time, we'll take item 5B. Approval to submit to the Texas Education Agency an application for the optional flexible school day program for the 2019-2020 school year. Dr. Noyola.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members, Dr. Cavazos. This evening, we bring for your consideration and approval our application for the optional flexible school day program for the 2019-2020 school year. The optional flexible school day program allows districts to provide flexible hours and days of attendance for students who meet at least one of the requirements of the Texas Education Code. The goal of this program is to improve graduation rates for students who may be in danger of dropping out of school, have dropped out, or are behind in their core subject areas. We've offered this program for a number of years, and we've seen a lot of success. This last school year, we had 21 students who earned additional credits to try and get themselves back on track. In addition, we had 7 of those 21 that were able to get back on track sufficiently enough to receive their high school diploma. So we would like to continue offering this program, but it does require an application to the Texas Education Agency. Therefore, administration recommends approval of this agenda item.
Mr. President, I move to approve to submit to the Texas Education Agency an application for the optional flexible school day program for the 2019-2020 school year.
Motion by Mr. Jaimes, second by Dr. Muniz. Any further discussion? Just a quick question, Dr. Noyola. Do y'all have any other sort of low-hanging fruit, sort of, or easy sort of ways to increase the opportunity to benefit more?
Sure. So
students,
one of the things that we're also looking at discussion, and it's actually in the planning phase. So with this optional flexible school day, we're actually bringing students in at flexible times, but we're looking to increase that flexibility. So we're also looking to see how we can provide that flexibility online for students. And so that is our goal, to be able to bring a program like that for our students for the next school year. So we hope that flexibility will continue to increase and create more opportunities for students.
Thank you for doing that. And if there's an opportunity, whatever way that you and Dr. Cavazos deem most appropriate, to update the board, whether it be by way of our weekly updates that we get of board communications, or maybe a Transforming Teaching Learning Committee meeting, I think that's a huge deal, what you just said. That could have a huge impact to get
Absolutely.
some folks back in the school district and get them completed. So thank you for doing that.
Mhm.
Any further discussion? If not, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Item 6A, consideration for approval to award renewal of student athletic UIL activities, catastrophic and student voluntary accident coverage for 2019-2020 school year. Mr. Julio Cavazos.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Pettis, Dr. Cavazos, board members. Agenda item 6A is consideration for approval to renew our student athletic insurance. We're recommending to renew with the Alamo Insurance Group at a cost of $240,891. This is an increase of about 5%. The athletic department and the athletic trainers are pleased with those services. We are recommending approval.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the approval to award renewal of student athletic UIL activities, catastrophic and student voluntary accident coverage for the 2020 school year, number STIN 0616.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Neese, second by Dr. Reiniger. And then, if you didn't mention it, I know it was in it came in within budget. How much was the increase versus
It's
last year?
5%.
5%. And you're
Which
okay
is
with
a
that?
nominal increase. Our claims have gone up a little bit, so, they increased it. We're okay with that.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. Thank you. And at this time, Mr. Tapia, would you please, you can proceed with our Facilities Committee report, please.
Yes, Board President Pettis, members of the board, Dr. Cavazos. On July 2nd, we held the Facilities Committee meeting. First update I gave was an update on the rainstorm and the impact that we had on the district facilities with all that flooding we had in the northwest part of town. Gave an update on the schools that had minor roof leaks to minor damage, to the big schools, which was Wilson, and of course Stishman was the worst one. and other areas that got water inside. Gave a report of our crews mobilizing to clean out the areas, dry them out, do some assessment, and then we're working with a contractor to open up some of the buildings to see what kind of damage we have inside the walls. So we're doing that now. And of course, Mr. Julio Cavazos is working through our insurance department to bring in some adjusters. We had some preliminary people come in, do a preliminary review, and I believe tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll have adjusters visit the site for more assessment and taking a look at all the damages. On the TRE projects, we've given up update of Treasure Hills Elementary. Our project architect was here, and we also visited the site with Mr. Powers, our facilities chair, and got a good look at the building. Everything's going fine. They also did get some water, but it drained out pretty good. And we continue working on the phase 2 and the transition on that part. We gave an update on security fencing at the high schools in Kano. Project superintendent was here from the contractor's representative. Gave us an update that they're continuing to work and that within a couple of weeks, they should have it done. So we'll see. I have another meeting tomorrow with them. Gave an update on the civil jobs. We already finished the sidewalk at STEM Academy, the sewer relocation at Boga Stadium, and we're mobilizing, started yesterday at Kano Academy to cut out that drive and to start the sidewalk work along that long drive at Harlingen High School in the back so that the kids can walk on the sidewalk and not on the drive. So we're starting those this week. We already started them. Kano, the Harlingen High School will start probably tomorrow. The drinking fountains, we're working at Lamar and Austin and mobilizing over to Houston to get that school ready as well. Continue working on the HVAC second phase for all the new control systems for all the AC units at South and some rooftops that we have as well. The gym floor at Gutierrez Middle School is already installed. They're already painting and varnishing it. And also at Harlingen South Mini Gym, the floor is also in. And we also did a change order to add a dancing room at the PAC under the same contractor. It's a very similar floor, just with a different finish on top. And that's already installed as well. The multi-purpose new panels, we're working at Zavala and Austin. The perforated, with painting work, the perforated panels have arrived ahead of schedule, so we'll probably be putting them up later this week. Canopy improvements at Zavala and Harlingen South and the re-roofing at Lamar, those we recently signed contracts. They're getting all the paperwork submittals approved through the architect on the materials to be used, and they've been placed on order, so we'll start those soon. Gave an update on all the work we're doing at the Vernon World Language Academy with our in-house staff in the back over by the library and that whole area. And also the contractor, we issued a PO to start the demolition in front of Vernon and get all that sidewalk and courtyard work before school starts, so they've already started that. We also gave an update on the Gutierrez Middle School cafeteria upgrades that we're doing through Child Nutrition. The contractor mobilized. They already started painting work for all the graphics they're going to do. And the first order pop-up tables arrive with the different colors. And on July 10th, which is tomorrow, we should get the second set of the high-top tables with the bar height stools and some bench seating and other tables that are coming in tomorrow. So the whole project will be done by July 30th. And then Mr. Julio Cavazos gave an update on the financial reports for all our projects. And we adjourned at 4:43. And so I'll turn it over to Mr. Greg Powers for any comments he may have.
I just want to advise everyone that, we talked about this at the meeting, but for those who weren't there, Oscar and his crew have done a spectacular job with the buildings that incurred flood damage, particularly Gutierrez Dishman and Wilson. It's amazing what they've been able to do in just such a short time with their own in-house crews. I did go with Oscar to Treasure Hills to look at the facilities. It really is impressive. I was amazed that they didn't have more rain damage. I mean, the ground there was no mud. Drainage was excellent. The building, they showed me pictures and a video of the rain pouring down the hallways just I guess a week earlier, and it's just amazing that they were back working and everything's looking great. Security fencing, the gentleman showed up from the contractor showed up and says he'll have it finished next week. So we have our fingers crossed. In any event, he pledged his firstborn that he'd have it done before school started. So we'll hold him to that. And everything else, I mean, just everything's moving along smoothly. So thank you, Oscar, for you and your crews.
Thank you, Mr. Powers.
Any other questions for Mr. Tapia?
Great job.
Great job.
Thank you.
Echo the comments by Mr. Powers. Great job. So with that, we'll adjourn to close our executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code and the Open Meetings Act for the following purposes. Discuss purchase of real estate, discuss employment of Director of Athletics, discuss recommendations regarding the extensions of the renewal of administrative term contracts for 2019-2020, and discuss employment of teachers and other professional staff. We are now in executive session. Okay, we will now reconvene in open session for action on matters discussed in executive session. Item 9A, consider purchase of real estate. Do we hear a motion?
There's no action, is there?
Well, we have
Oh,
to
Mr.
Yeah.
President,
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to
proceed.
proceed as discussed in
Second.
executive session.
Motion by Dr. Manini, second by Mr. Jaimes on the purchase of real estate. Proceed as discussed in executive session. Any further discussion? Hear none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimously. Item 9B, consider employment of Director of Athletics.
Mr. President, I move that the board approve the individual who was recommended by staff.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Power, second by Dr. Reininger. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimously. And that was Powers and then Reininger, correct?
Yes,
Okay. Item 9C, consider recommendations regarding the extension of the renewal of administrative term contracts for 2019-2020 school year. There's no special link.
Just read it that way.
Perfect.
So I move approval of the recommendations regarding the extension of the renewal of administrative term contracts for 2019-2020 as recommended by administration.
Dr.
Second.
Reininger motions, Dr.
Second.
Manise second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimously.
Aye.
Now, item 9D, consider employment of teachers and other professional staff.
I
Mr.
move,
President, I move to consider employment of teachers and other professional staff as discussed in executive session.
second.
Motion by Mr. Jaimes, second by Dr. Manise.
No, it was Greg.
Oh,
Greg.
Mr.
second by Mr. Powers. Any
That's
further,
Dr. Powers.
Dr. Powers, the jurisprudence of Dr. Powers. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimously. This meeting is now adjourned.
Thank you.
So